and welcome back to the second episode of Mundane Military History with the Desperados. I'm Sleepy Tiger Mage here with...
And I'm Sean, talking about tanks.
That's true. Today we're here to talk about a very special tank this time. A tank with many names. The M3 Lee. In War Thunder, this tank is a rank 2, battle rating 2.3, medium American tank. But it's also featured on the British line as a premium tank, the Grant 1, or M3 Grant. We'll come back to the differences of these names in a second, but before we go any further, yes, these are named after Civil War era generals, for some reason. The US version after Robert E. Lee, and the British version after Ulysses S. Grant. It took me some digging, but it turns out the British started this. The US Army used M to designate basically any equipment that was military.
Smart.
And confusing, because the first M3 tanks, there was some confusion because they were also using the M3 light tank, the Stuart, which, of course, I had to look up. It was named by the British, as an extra fun fact, an American Civil War Confederate general, J.E.B. Stuart. Don't know anything about him, other than that. So the British began naming these after the American military figures, with the British variant receiving General Grant and the original American style named after General Lee. But officially, this tank would be called the M3 medium tank, which of course was replacing the M2 medium tank. And these British names gained popularity with US forces mostly after the war, though some accounts have US soldiers using these terms probably because they served with British forces during the war. So let's talk about history, why we're all here. So, 1939, the U.S. possessed a grand total of 400 tanks, and these are mostly the M2 light tanks, and only about 18 of the M2 medium tanks. That is the M2 medium tank, which you might be familiar with because you earned it.
It's got some big antennas.
Those are 30 cal machine guns, actually, mounted to be used. It had a lot of machine guns. That was a very American design element of the time. It has 2 sponson machine guns, 2 front fixed machine guns, and then also a coaxial machine gun in the turret. It had a lot of machine guns. It might even had a backward facing turret. But this video is not about the M2. So, only 18 of them, and those were all considered, that's the total of Americans' quote-unquote modern tanks that they had at the time. And truth be told, the US did not fund tank development very well in the interwar years. Probably because of the Great Depression. They decided that money was better spent elsewhere. So, the tank the M3 was replacing was the M2, which unfortunately was basically already obsolete by the start of the war. It had a small 37mm cannon on a very high profile with only 32mm of frontal armor. And so with the news of the Panzer IIIs and Panzer IVs just rolling over France, the US Army immediately ordered a new medium tank to be designed with the 75mm gun in the turret. This would eventually become the M4 Sherman, but we were in a lurch here. We needed an interim design with a 75mm cannon, and the M3 was the solution. Ta-da! So the M3 was the solution, and just looking at it, it feels very unusual. The 75mm, which is the bigger cannon here, was somewhat low-velocity gun that was housed in an offset sponson, which mounted to the hull, which limited its traverse, aka the mobility up and down, left and right. The sponson was necessary because at the time, US tank plants did not have the design experience to make a gun turret this big to house this massive gun. Then a small turret, high-velocity 37mm gun, was put on top of this very tall hull. And then I don't know if you can notice in the picture, a cupola, which is that little extra bit on top of the turret, was placed on top, which held another machine gun, because why not? So that puts our current total of machine guns on this current vehicle. So we have the cupola turret with a machine gun. We have the coaxial machine gun of the 37mm gun. And then there was also a machine gun where the radio operator sat kind of off to the right track of that picture.
Oh, I didn't even see those 2 little guys.
Yeah, it's actually 2 twin-mounted machine guns, and all of these were 7.62 30 cal machine guns. So this tank was basically a mod podge of design elements from the M2. It borrowed the chassis and the suspension, and it also stole this featured 2-cannon mount design from a French tank called the Char 1. And you can kind of see the similarities here. Turret, weird cupola on top of the turret, and then a big gun in a fixed position on the hull. Seems about right. So if you take those 2 tanks, when a mommy M2 and a Char 1 love each other very much, they make an M3 medium tank. So despite this kludgy design, the armament did present a huge advantage over the contemporary tanks of the time. 75mm could fire high explosive rounds for use against fortifications and artillery pieces, yet could also have a high velocity shell for anti-tank purposes with a turret. The design faults were many. The high profile made for a large target, and the sponson mounted limited the field of view and forced the tank to reveal much more of its hull as it crested over hills and defensive positions in order to fire at the enemy. Whereas a normal tank could just expose the turret, as it like peeks over the hill, then you don't really want a big silhouette to the enemy. A couple other problems came from the construction. So the main body was constructed using, if you can tell here, riveted steel plates, which, to its credit, did have some advantages. It meant you could, say, remove the front armor, if you can see that, the armor between the two tracks in the very beginning, because the transmission is right behind that. And unfortunately, they did need to get repaired quite often. So removing those rivets, taking off the armor, working on the transmission in place, and then re-riveting the front armor back, you're done. The problem with other tanks that have cast front armor, which means you couldn't really access them from the outside without removing them from the tank entirely. So they would go inside the tank, remove the mountings of the transmission, and then pull it out through the hole where the turret used to be using a giant crane, which meant fixing the other tanks in the field's transmission was really difficult.
I can imagine. That's a lot of steps.
So I have a question for you. Rivets also presented other problems. Can you guess what that is?
Nope.
Okay. When an incoming round hits the outside, even if it doesn't penetrate the armor, it could rupture a rivet, and that would pop off inside the interior, turning into a deadly ricochet that would maim the crew inside.
Yeah, that seems like an oversight.
And I mean, it's not really, right? Because they had these riveted style tanks in World War I, all the way up to World War II, and they knew it was a thing. They just...
Yeah, but in World War I, they were, like, hitting people with sticks.
Wow. Okay, we have to do more World War I videos. But hey.
Is that not how history works?
I mean, there was horses.
Weren't tanks, like, unstoppable in World War I?
I mean, they still had artillery pieces, howitzers and stuff. They could take them down. And I think high caliber rifles could actually penetrate the thinner armor they used back then. But again, we'll cover that all in a World War I video, which actually I don't know as much about. But hey, listen, riveted tanks were easier to produce. And, okay, you have to kind of zoom in on this picture, Sean, but the other problem was the track design here were actually smooth, which reduced ground traction, so, that's great. Despite all this, the Allies happily accepted them because they were critically low on tanks, and especially in the North African campaign. And that's where the first initial batch of M3s went, given to the British. So let's go back to the differences between the British and American tanks. So besides the name, Lee and Grant, which was given to us by the British, one of the main differences was the top turret.
If you want a fun fact about J.E.B.,
yeah, that'd be great.
he was one of the cavalry commanders of the Confederate Army and fought most of his battles around where I grew up, in the Battle of Chantilly and Leesburg.
Oh, was he from Virginia?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
He was born in Patrick County, which is on the Virginia border to North Carolina, and he died in Richmond.
Oof. Did not survive the war. But hey, he has a really cute tank named after him. I love the Stewart. We're going to go back to the Stewart at some point, too. I say that about basically every vehicle, probably. So if you look at this last picture, Sean, you can see the turret is a different design. It doesn't have the cupola on top. Cupola, whatever you want. I don't know how to pronounce it. As is evidenced by everything I always say.
The Francis Ford cupola.
Yeah, and then you see the American one does. They even have an extra machine gun on it. It wasn't the greatest design, but... So basically, in order for the Lend-Lease contract to go through, England was like, we're going to make some changes. First was, they just wanted a simple hatch on the top. They didn't want this fancy cupola that the Americans had, which is kind of good because it kind of turned into a shell catch. Like, if you hit that, fragmentations would often go down the turret hole, which is not good. What the British did instead with the top turret is they modified it to be a cast turret with an extra housing to have the radio next to the commander. Instead of in the American tank, that radio was down by the driver position where that obsolete machine gun branch was by the track. And this allowed the British to actually have one less crew because this crazy tank wasn't super big compared to like the later Shermans. It had 6 crew members. So the British were like, listen, we don't need we don't need the machine gun there. That's pointless. We also don't need our radio down there. The commander wants it. So we're just going to ditch that extra crew member because it's already overcrowded. This led to the Grant welded over the radio operator's machine gun ports that was in the lee. So the British ordered 1,250 of these modified M3 Grant tanks. And this was actually when America wasn't even in the war yet. The main prototype was completed in March 1941, and the production models followed in August of that same year. Of the 6,258 M3 variants made in the US, 2,887 of them were supplied to the British government. That's about 45%. The M3 Grant first saw action with the Royal Armoured Corps in North Africa in May 1942. These tanks quickly became surplus as the needs shifted to M4 Shermans and further developed British tanks. About 1,700 of those were sent to Australia and 900 to the British Indian Army, and 1,386 were exported to the Soviet Union through a different Lend-Lease, working with them, though not all of them reached Russia due to German U-boats hitting Allied convoys. So let's set the scene. 1942, North Africa. The first British Lees and Grants saw action against Rommel's forces at the Battle of Gazala. Probably mispronounced that, but that's okay. On the 27th of May, the Germans were surprised by these new tanks. The 75mm could outrange the Panzer IIIs, as well as the two main anti-tank artillery guns they were using. I think it was the Pak 38 and the Pak 40. And the strong frontal armor of the 50mm of armor on this tank could only be penetrated by the Italian 47mm guns at almost point-blank ranges. Unfortunately, the Italians were pretty outgunned in almost every way. But here's a quote from Rommel himself. Up to May 1942, our tanks, in general, have been superior in quality to the corresponding British types. This was no longer true, at least not in the same extent. I guess that's high praise. Gets a little lackluster at the end there. But despite all this, the M3 could not win the Battle of Gazala for the British. In particular, the 88mm flak guns, which were adapted to anti-tank duties, proved deadly to British tanks, and a total of 1,188 armored vehicles were destroyed or damaged in that battle. Here's a minute's notes sent out during the battle. Entering combat zone, the 8th King's Royal Irish Hussars, 3rd and 5th Battalion Royal Tank Regiments going to action with Grant tanks. Then the next note, several hours later, retreating in the face of large attack, the 8th Hussar, only 3 Grants remain, while 3rd Royal Tank Regiment reported losing 16 Grants. Not a great report. Also not a great start to the tank's battle career.
No, yeah, not what you want to read in the middle of a battle.
So the US and British armies continued to use M3s up until the Second Battle of El Alamein, but by this time the first M4 Shermans were making their way over, so many regiments and forces had been replacing the M3s. So technically, by roughly October 1942, the M3s were replaced. But it continued to see service and was adapted to many support roles, like an armored recovery tank, where they replaced the main armor top with a giant crane, so as the name implies, recovered down tanks. It didn't fare much better in the USSR. By the time Russia had them, they were not well loved by the troops. And since 1,500 T-34s were built each month, they were mostly used on quieter fronts like the Arctic Circle and against the Norwegian front, where they faced similarly outdated tanks like captured French tanks and older Panzer models. So just commenting on the Soviets' experience with the M3, the T-34 tanks were much better in combat performance, but the Soviets jokingly called the M3 a grave for 6 men, and they were relegated to the secondary fronts, as I talked about earlier. It's a big yikes.
Yeah, not great. Not a great track record.
Probably the most notable use of the tank later in the war was in the Burma Campaign, where it, and I quote here, it performed admirably in the original intended role of supporting infantry in Burma between 1944 and 1945. So I guess it wasn't facing much tanks. And it was up against probably the Japanese tanks, which were also not historically great. Oh, the high elevation of the 37mm turret and machine gun proved effective in knocking out Japanese snipers off the trees.
That wouldn't be something I would expect. That's not a sentence I expected.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you blow up the entire tree, then you're going to get the sniper in it.
Now we come on to the famous story. So this plaque, I actually had to do some digging about where it was posted. And of course, it's posted at the Bovington Tank Museum. The reality of fighting in AFVs. The 75mm is firing. The 37mm is firing, but it's traversed around the wrong way. The Browning is jammed, the machine gun. I'm saying driver advance and on the A set, and the driver who can't hear me is reversing. And as I look over the top of the turret and see 12 enemy tanks 50 yards away, someone hands me a cheese sandwich. So this placard is uncredited. It just says, in the desert, 1942. But since I did some digging, buried among the admirably detailed archives of the Tank Museum in Bovington, Dorset, is this account of a ferocious pitched battle from the point of view of a tank commander, in this case, British lieutenant named Ken Giles. And I'll just read it. 75mm gun is firing. Lieutenant Giles recalls, breathlessly, the 37mm secondary gun is firing, but it's traversed around the wrong way. The Browning machine gun is jammed. I'm saying driver advance on the A set, but the driver who can't hear me is reversing. As I look over the top of the turret, I see 12 enemy tanks, just 50 yards away. Someone hands me a cheese sandwich. But while this story might seem funny to a civilian, it sums up what, for many tank commanders today, is a very recognizable chaos of tank warfare. This particular cheddar-based incident occurred in an M3 Grant tank in North Africa during the build-up to the Second Battle of El Alamein in the Second World War. But as the Tank Museum curator David Wiley points out, the same bedlam could have happened at any time in the past century. So somebody made a beautiful comic about this, and it's great. And it's actually credited correctly, which is surprising. And yeah, that's basically all I have about this tank. It served well when it needed to. It was definitely a stopgap tank, but it was well loved by the men who had it. I mean, of the time, I mean, they were very reliable, easy to fix. They had a sprocket driven, so like front sprockets kind of pulled the tracks along. It used a big radial engine that was made for planes, which is actually why it's so tall. Same thing with the Shermans, actually. The Americans, for some reason, used a lot of aircraft engines in tanks, whereas like British used a lot of diesel engines.
Yeah, I wonder what went through whoever's head that was just like, all right, well, we have one cannon. What else? And they're like, you know what? A second cannon.
Well, you have to remember, the Army requested design of a tank with a 75mm cannon. That was like the mandate. And they're like, well, we can work on that. That'll be the M4, but we need a stopgap. And the guns they have, the 75mm cannons, were so big they didn't fit in any of the turrets that they could build currently in the factories. So they're like, well, we can put it in this sponson that's very naval in the way it looks. And it does harken back to like the World War I tanks who had the side sponson cannons.
Yeah, I can imagine.
All right. Well, I guess we'll jump into some gameplay then. See how this thing runs in War Thunder.
Let's do it.
So cool. I have, for some reason, the 1st Army Division Old Ironsides decal on one side, and then I got a tiger with a sword in his mouth on the other for my name.
It is really weird how the person layout in this tank with having the 3 turrets.
Yeah.
And someone is just like straddling this other person.
Yep. I mean, if you look at most tanks, it's a little weird. What's really weird is the loader in the back. I feel like he would be in the front where the machine guns are, and War Thunder's like, just put him in the back next to the giant fuel tanks.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go.
Holy hell. Look at this.
Look at you.
Chinese tank. Japanese tank. Yeah. See my tiger?
Yeah, I do.
Oh god. I think you can shoot through all of these pyramid buildings. Not that it's going to matter, because we're going to be
You
coming.
mean houses, Jason?
What did I say?
Pyramid buildings? Oh man, apparently I took the scenic route over here.
Oh yeah, where are you going?
I don't know.
Well, you're on the road at least, I guess.
I just wanted to be right out in the open for them to shoot me.
Oh shit. Panzer III just got mowed. Oh god! It's goddamn traffic around here. Okay, it's not that guy. Is he dead? I guess we killed him. Oh god! Yep, on the hill.
Yeah, that's
I see
the guy
him.
up on the hill.
I'm getting shot. Must.
I don't
Face. Got a critical. Please be the gunner. Please be the gunner. Undamaged.
I'll go get him. Maybe.
Oh god, he hit me.
Survive.
I'm trying.
No, I think someone blew him up. Yeah, he just
Okay.
blew up.
Oh no, I get hit again from the side. Other side. I gotta repair. My track's damaged.
The enemy controls most of the strategic zones.
Oh yeah, someone's down in the ravine area.
Oh yeah, me too. I can't move.
Oh.
I also
Now
can't
someone
fire.
critical hit me.
Okay,
Target
bounced, I think, maybe?
Oh boy. This guy was not dead.
Oh shoot, yep, just got it. Oh, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. Oh, got my turret back. Oh, and I think the plane just killed him. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Oh, hey, that guy I said that needed to not be dead in the front.
Uh-huh.
He's dead. Someone's coming in the north.
I'm gonna flank on this guy. Maybe?
Someone on the hill.
Yeah.
In artillery.
Yep, someone's on. Yep. Oh boy.
Oh, that was a bad shot. Oh, yep, 2 of them. I'm dead. Darn.
I destroyed a target.
Nice. So
now I'm
you're
just
getting
out in the
flanked
middle
now,
of the
yeah. Oh boy. Alright, well. I'm trying to get there, but I will not get there in time to save you, most likely.
There's a plane now shooting me.
Jeez.
No, now there's another tank over here. Nope, I died. Oh, I did my best.
You did. You did great. I'm shooting the plane now because he's being a jerk. I technically did not get that kill. He crashed into the ground. What are you in now?
The M2?
Okay, you're in the predecessor. The obsolete.
Yeah, I'm in the alien tank. I'm in the antenna tank.
Oh, this is dangerous. The rock right here, though. I'll use it as cover.
You can do it. I have confidence in you.
Okay, target undamaged, so I think I hit him. Or that was my artillery. Saw an outline. I saw an outline, but I lost it. Is he dead?
Oh, they have stop capture. Yeah, I guess they are, because
Yeah.
they're capturing it back.
Well, I think we're uncapping right now. I don't know if this Japanese plane is... Japanese plane? Japanese tank. There's a plane flying over too, so I got distracted. Alright, moving in. Turret. Hit.
I'm right behind. I'm
Oh god.
behind you.
Got him. Oof.
Teamwork.
Okay, get on the point. Just get some points. Since that's my first kill, I'm pretty sure.
Oh no, I just missed it.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, so yeah, I can see it now. You have little machine guns on your back. Little machine
Yeah,
gun turrets.
I'm just machine gunned out.
Yeah. Oh, someone just killed their teammate with artillery. So, the enemy did.
I was afraid that was me, because I did call in artillery right when that guy came up on it.
Alright, well, I think we're winning now,
Yeah, we just need to
he said
watch
overconfidently.
That, we just
Yeah,
need to
watch the
that
hill
death
and watch the... Yeah.
Should I go push the hill?
I mean, we could, yeah. Oh, wait. One out in the open.
There's someone up there.
Oh, yep. Oh, no.
Oh, wow. He shot all of my people. Come on.
I'm trying. Got a hit. Getting some hits. Oh, God. He just messed me up.
That tank is too strong.
It's too strong. I gotta get my gunner back. Oh, boy. Well, this is bad.
Man, everything that I hit him with was, I undamaged him like 3 times.
Jeez, yeah. I hit him a lot. Did not do anything, apparently. Panzer 3M? What even is that?
I think it's the M version of the Panzer III. Betting
It's a
man.
3...
Hey, not bad.
I mean, not good, but... Yeah, I guess not bad. Oh, I just researched another tank. I'm in the game. I'm coming to you.
Some guy flanked our entire team.
There is a lot. You're right. There's a lot of people in that corner there. Can't really get behind this building. Oh shit! There's another one. Oh my god. This is
Yeah, there are like 6 of them just posted up on there. Just waiting for us to drive over.
Hold some artillery down. See if that fixes anything. I'm making a break for it. Across no man's land. Oh,
Hey, where you going?
Historically, my side armor's not great. Get to building. Get to building cover.
Can't help you because you didn't help me repair tank.
Nice, got one. Oh god, getting hit from the side now. Oh, yep, there's a slug right there.
You're a dog.
I don't know if I can penetrate those crates, but it'd be nice. Panzerjäger.
I was about to say, AAA pickup truck, you want to shoot that plane shooting at me? Please? Please and thank you.
You know, your job.
It wouldn't be too much of an inconvenience.
The enemy is winning. We've got to counterattack.
Getting shot at by whoever took A. Shooting at me, now I'm... Alright, killed that guy. That's good. I can repair a little bit.
Oh, my gunner's dead.
Alright, someone's an A again. I guess I'm gonna try to push it. Here we go. Oh god, I'm on fire.
Wow.
Did you see that?
Yep, that was a really good shot by one of the people who tried to
Yeah.
kill.
Oh,
That is a tiny little tank. I wouldn't move if I were you.
I'm repairing.
Just,
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I'm helping capture the point, apparently. I don't even know I was on the point.
Yeah, the circle's like right behind you.
Look at that little truck with a 20mm cannon, I'm guessing. Of my 6 crew, I only have 3 left. Okay, that's the... Oh, I hear a bomber. Yep. Shoot her! Okay.
They're dying
Yeah,
now.
that's good. And they also weren't going for me, so they're doing worse. Okay, I see an enemy over there, but I don't know where. Oh, there they are. Haha! Oh god, someone's coming. It's just that little truck with the 20mm. Must go save him. He's probably gonna kill this guy, no problem. Maybe? Maybe? Looks like they're right on top of each other.
Yep, there it is.
Yep.
Shoot it, Jason.
I can't, I'm trying to get a red gun on it. It's a slow traverse.
Shoot it again.
What's happening? I can't fire. Okay, he's dead. Oh god, that was bad. There's a Czech Panzer over there. Oh god, there's 2 more coming down the lane, and our friend is dying. So that's
Hide behind the
bad.
wood.
I must. Oh god, he's going crazy. He's advancing.
Oh yeah, he's dead.
Sure is.
You are... We did pull it back, and by we, I mean I died almost immediately.
Oh
so
wow,
you guys-
okay. Good thing I missed that guy. Oh
There's
god.
one.
Got the commander.
Tank, other tank, turn around. What are you looking at? There are people also shooting at you from across the river.
Yeah. Luckily there's a giant wood in the way. I did not think I helped very much there, but I am still alive, you know? Small victories. Come on, peek out again, you little Czech tank. I'm reloading, but I'd rather reload the big cannon, which I... Yes. What? Oh, hit him. And I'm not going to do a ton of damage to him, but... Critical. Got his driver. Oh, and a bomb just landed next to him, so he's stuck there thanks to me. Assist. I'll take it. We did it, I think.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be it. Mission accomplished. Wow. I
Wow.
did not think that was gonna go the way that it went.
Yeah, same, actually. 5 kills. 5 assists. Oh, I got a new decal. You're not going to like it. It says peanuts. Oh, it's Tunisia. So what do you want to attack? A city, a river, or a bridge?
Ooh. I'll leave that one up to you. Where are we going?
Let's go
Spawn
spawn point 1.
Okay. We're going bridge then, I guess.
Bridge or B. But people in spawn point 2 have to rush C. They have to rush C. We can meander a little bit.
Man. My unupgraded tank is a little bit slower than yours.
Hey, we're in an element though. We're in the desert. But so what people usually do is they'll get there and then go underneath it. I'm shooting at somebody, but I don't actually see them. I see their mark.
I think he's behind a wall.
Oh, no, he's not. Damn.
Yeah, he's behind that house. But there is one up in front of us.
Hit their gunner. He's going down.
Oh, I hit him.
One went a different way. I don't know. Oh, I did not. I didn't mean to do that. All right. I'm going to attempt.
But there's one up behind that rock.
Yeah. But I mean, if I get low, they won't be able to see me. So you can kind of hide in the water using the bridge as cover. Yeah, if you can shoot that guy in the rock.
Forces have captured a
Try
zone.
to keep on rock guy.
Yeah. I just lost track of him. He's coming into the water. He's right in front of me. Oh, jeez.
Teamwork.
The gun crew is ready. Most of the zones are under control.
I basically panic fired 2 shots at him. When you can also drive up on the bridge and has a little bit of lip to it. Oh, ow. I just took I think an artillery shell, or someone shot me from a position I don't see where they are. Oh,
I don't see it.
someone coming. I see 2 red
Dang
marks.
it. Oh no, they're right here. There's 2 people over here. Or no, there's still the... Oh, I'm dead.
No, Sean.
As soon as you left, someone
Sorry.
rolled up over there. No, it was your fault. Just... not great timing.
I'm getting hurt real bad. Killed him, but I am basically dead.
Oh, thank you, tank gods. I went up over a rock and landed on my side, but then I bounced upright.
Nice.
It's gonna be real embarrassing if I was gonna have to ask you to pull me up on my tracks.
Alright. There's 2 people coming there. Oh, we have a friend up there. Should probably go try to back him up.
Just keep it up, and victory will be ours.
Nope, missed him. Critical.
We have most of the zones.
Got him. Oof. There should be 2 more coming up. Problem is they might have invulnerability.
Oh, there's one guy coming up though.
Yep,
Oh,
shit.
Lego. Oh, that guy killed him immediately. Move, Lego. It's a tank battle. Yep. Oh, there's one
There.
over there now also.
Here comes 3. 3 tanks. Hit him, did not do any damage. Oh, he hit me though.
Target undamaged. Great. Oh no. Oh, that was quick. Jeez, those tanks are no joke.
Yeah, I'm running into some problems.
He killed my entire crew with one shot. Oh, it was
Okay,
the,
I have...
it was the cannon on wheels. Retreat, Jason, retreat!
I'm trying. I'm going backwards. It's not working.
There's so many of them.
I hit him, but I don't think it was enough.
I don't know, my fast tank, maybe I can get there.
I'm reloading, but I have no hit points. Oh, I didn't do enough.
Oh, did you die?
I'm about to.
I'm on my way.
Another zone captured. We have the advantage.
I mean, I think we're still winning, but it is. They're going to
Yeah,
take
we
back
have-
A.
We have all the points. Oh, now I watch you. Can you thread the needle? Shoot that tank?
Nope.
Nope.
Also, I can't get enough depression to get down on him.
Oh, he sees you.
Yep. I hit his tracks.
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
I hit him. Did not do anything.
He's also hitting
Oh, there we go.
you. Oh, you killed him.
Forces have captured a zone.
Yeah, and they've started the push. They've started the comeback push.
Our team is?
No, their team is.
It's true. I called an artillery on them, but yeah, they're hiding underneath the bridge like I said that we should and did. So they're somewhere in these struts of the bridge. Oh, there's somebody. Bounced. Okay, I'll take it. I got one artillery kill. Critical, don't know who I hit. He's running away. What a coward.
Oh, that's the guy. That's the guy who killed me twice.
Oh, there's so many of them though, I can't really push. Our team is pushing hard from C towards B, so hopefully they can take it, because I can't take on these 3 camping tanks right now. I have a friend.
A little more effort and victory will be yours.
Yep, 3 tanks somewhere here. Oh, there's one on the top.
Bridge.
Missed him. Whoa, I hit from the side. It's the one that killed you. Somehow he got around our friend. I see him playing Ring Around the Rosie with him. Get in a plane. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. So you can, I'll see where all the enemies are. There's 3 at sea. Oh god. Come on, gunners. Back gunners. Back gunners. Oh god, he has a fucker with
Oh, that's
190.
disappointing. I can't follow you in your plane.
That's interesting.
I just see your truck. I can see you on fire.
Yes, I dropped 2 bombs on somebody. See if it kills him. I'm on fire again. I did kill someone with a bomb. Both engines are on fire now. Don't foresee me pulling out of this anytime soon. Nope. But we won.
Nice.
So I don't know if I include that one. I won in a plane. Like that's not. That's not showing off the tank. And thank you for coming back to our second video of Mundane Military History with the Desperados. Maybe you learned something new, maybe you just enjoyed watching us die in this awkwardly designed tank. And hey, hopefully we see you again for our next video of Mundane Military History. Who knows what we'll take out next?
Thanks!
Was that tanks or tanks?
Either.